This episode is brought to you by CarterComics.com. It's your one-stop shop for all your comic needs, whether it be graded or raw. Carter Comics has got it all. All you gotta do is go to CarterComics.com, fill your cart up with all their amazing comics. Use the discount code FREAKNET, FREAKNET. Save you 10% at checkout. Not only on their website, but also at their eBay account. And the link to eBay can be found on their homepage at CarterComics.com. Again, CarterComics.com is your one-stop shop for all comic needs.
It's time! It's time! It's JFW time!
All right, guys, it's that time to get something to ring with the greatest faction in podcast history. Just freaking wrestling, the JFW Podcast, hosted by Travis D.
And I am the faction slayer, Nubby, the amazing turtle.
And I am
you don't get an intro this week. You don't get an intro this week.
Wait, why don't I get an intro? I get an intro every week.
Not this week. I mean, you want to kick people off your podcast. You don't get an intro this week. You kicked me off.
I know I did.
So why should I let you have an entrance?
Yeah, that's kind of unacceptable.
I had a good reason to kick you off, Nubby.
There's no good reason at all.
You threw a tantrum that entire podcast, bro.
So, what did I say before about having certain things happen, and when I don't feel I'm being listened to, I have to go one step beyond to do something completely unorthodox to try to get people to see my point. And Nubby, if you remember, you had a thing that said Gabagool for leader or something along those lines. And there's a lot of talk throughout that whole episode about how Gabagool is now the leader of the LIM. And that's simply not the case. The point that I had to make is that on that show, that was the exact sign. You can put that down because I think you made your false point very clear.
There we go, perfect. What does that say? That says, okay. There we go. Okay, perfect. Awesome.
Oh yeah, I got my pen there. Maybe that should be taken.
Yeah, one more time. What does that say?
One more time?
Yeah, one more time. There we go. Awesome.
Oh, and you can't kick me off, Pacman. Sucks to be you.
I'll do it on my own show, but I know I can't do it to you here.
Yeah, I can't
but
do it to you.
Because I had to make clear that I was still firmly in charge, especially on the Lovely Intoxicated podcast, I had to kick you out because I had to make sure that people knew that Tony for leader piece of paper, that was not the case at all. And I had to make sure that people knew that I was firmly in charge of the LIM.
But this paper's pretty legal, so.
Well, the thing is, I'm still the LIM beer drinking champion.
Oh, yeah.
I did defeat Danny.
Did ya?
I did. I mean, I suffered for it because Simp had me in a full Nelson for like 7 minutes, which is why I had to get this neck brace. I would have had it last week when we recorded, but Amazon was late with the Top Fans package, and it must have been a mouth breather or a potty sniffer that was going to deliver it because Top Fans have neck issues now because of Simp.
So
and the fact,
you're calling Joey Roth Amazon because we know that's Joey Roth's neck brace.
No, I can show you that I ordered it on my own Amazon account.
Anyone can make a receipt these days.
I just like, isn't this the same conversation we had last week? Isn't this the same exact thing that happened last week? We talked about your title defense. We talked about you winning it. We talked about getting your ass getting handed to you by Simp.
No, I mean, we talked a little bit about it, but I was very vague because I wanted
a
people
little
to
about
watch.
it. I think we talked about. I think about 45 minutes of that show was about you.
I was very vague because I wanted people to see what exactly happened.
Vague.
I was pretty vague about it.
I think we told the entire story, man.
Nope.
That's it.
I didn't have this
That's the
because I wanted.
That's the difference between JFW and the Power Hour. I give you your time to get your shit in, and we talked about all that. I want to talk a little bit about your show that you came out, like, kicking off Nubby, which I think is highly inappropriate. I mean, just because he has a view and opinion and you don't appreciate it doesn't mean that he shouldn't have a right to say what he wants.
I mean, Nubby can say what he wants.
Not really, because you kick him off.
But at the same time, I also have to assert myself as the leader of the LIM and the top fan by doing things to make sure that people within the LIM and the people watching our shows know that I am still very much firmly in charge of the Lovely Intoxicated Men. I'm still firmly in possession of the LIM Beer Drinking Championship. The Beer Drinking Championship, by the way, that Tony Gabagool, no matter his obsession, still cannot have.
Yeah.
He can't challenge for it. Why is he so obsessed with something that he can't even have?
I don't even think he's technically even obsessed with it, because I think if he found pride in that belt, he also wouldn't sit there and allow Maximus Orion to continue to talk about that like it's just a piece of plastic that means nothing. But he does.
And unlike Tony, I asserted myself this week because this title...
but you still let him do it, though, man. That's the thing. And you did kind of defend yourself on it, and I'm proud of you for it, because you're defending yourself against something that's near and dear to your heart. But you still allowed him to do it. I don't know this weird thing that you have where you're worried about standing up to yourself to certain people. I think Nubby pointed it out a little bit with Rion saying shit to you on the Power Hour, and you kind of just sat there and took it. And when Maximus Orion speaks, you kind of let him do it and shit. And it's, and the thing is, man, I hate that you do that to yourself. Again, I respect that you stood up and said something about how, he did talk about how it's a piece of plastic and how it means nothing and all this stuff. You said it, but there was nothing behind it that made me feel like you meant it, because he continued to keep doing it. And the thing is, and you know what, and I could put you on your pedestal for this moment. No one else did either. Double J, Gabagool, they allowed the same shit to happen. They allowed, Maximus to sit there and say it's just a piece of plastic with cup holders on it. And I don't understand this whole idea of cost pertaining to value pertaining to importance. Because it doesn't matter how much money you spend on a title belt or how much money you spend on the Nova Award. It's the appreciation and the value to a personal feeling that you have against it. But I would get, for somebody like Maximus Orion, that the higher the dollar amount, the higher the prestige that something has, because that's the way he fucking grew up. I also appreciate the fact that as he sits there and talks about that belt is for drunks and, alcoholics and shit, that he could sit there and talk about how at 5 years old, he watched his father down an entire case of beer. That's a tremendous fucking father figure if I've ever seen one. But good for him to brag about that shit. I don't understand why I'm more upset about the shit Maximus Orion says about you than you. And yet here we are.
I mean, I did kick him off, and that was part of the reason. That was a huge part of it.
You did. At the very end, you kicked him off. In fact, you kicked him off a show that half the time you weren't even there. That you allowed people to sit there and badmouth you for what, 30, 35 fucking minutes? As people sat there, even fucking Gabagool admitted that the reason that he was referee is to try to get that belt off your shoulder. It was nothing about being impartial.
He has an agenda.
Yeah, and he said that. He said, I tried to get it off his shoulder with Crazy Rock. I tried to get off his shoulder as being special guest referee. So openly, and again, like Double J said, I'm sitting there making opinions and saying shit that's not true. Well, go ahead. Tell me what part of this is fucking wrong. But no, Gabagool openly admitted that I tried to get it off his shoulder by being the special guest referee. Well, that's just fucked up. But then what else did he say? Oh yeah, and then a bunch of them wanted you to get chopped by Marche Rocket or Shogun, or get put in the ring. Basically, they're openly an acceptance of you being assaulted because they don't like what you're saying or doing and shit. And I disagree with that too. I think
that has no place in anything.
Absolutely, I think that's rude. If they're truly your friend, they wouldn't want you to be put in the corner and constantly chopped and assaulted and stuff for being a quote unquote retired wrestler, but also not one person who could say that they're professionally trained to deal with stuff like that. I mean, come on now. If you get chopped by Marche, you're gonna die. That's just what it is.
Oh, 100%.
Your lungs and heart's gonna blow out your fucking back end, and that's just a fact. But the fact that they're encouraging that because they're not happy with what you're doing, I think that's an insult. But I do disagree with the fact that you kicked fucking Nubby off, because here we are being co-host of another show, and now he has to sit here and stare at your face, knowing that you're the guy that kicked him off a show he was invited to be on to begin with.
Now I want to go back real quickly to everything
do.
with Dizzle J and Gabagool had said, because I will say that while I wasn't on the first part of that episode, as leader, because we were doing a show, I still have the Zoom membership, so I was fine with recording the show. And I stepped away from my computer for a little bit. I didn't hear anything that they said. Otherwise, I would have challenged it. But
you don't watch your vlog back?
I watched the podcast back. I'm the one that edits it.
And yeah, and it got released on what?
So then
Friday?
I heard. So then yeah, and then I heard.
Okay, it got released Friday. Friday what? Friday morning, right?
Friday afternoon.
Friday afternoon. So a day and a half now. It's gone, and you clearly know what they said, and yet there's no response from you about it until just now. No response on not throwing on LIM promo as one would do and stuff to state the unhappiness. I mean, fucking Giggles had no problem throwing a promo to you so you could insert it into the show and shit. Which, by the way, what fucking guy brags about being Mr. Fix-It, and yet he has a roller coaster that shut down 4 times in a summer?
It is the worst roller coaster at Indiana Beach.
Is it the roller coaster or the person fixing it?
No, it's the roller coaster.
I mean, come on now.
He told me about it. He said that he knew what he was going to say. And it's the ride in the park that has the worst reviews out of every ride at Indiana Beach. And part of the reason because it never usually works. And that's sort of... that I wouldn't say that is Smiley McGee's fault as much as it is his partner Ricky Bobby's fault. Because Ricky Bobby's usually the one that handles that, so that's part of the reason why it breaks down so much.
Gotcha.
Now, as far as with Tony and Dizzle J, who's to say that I won't have a response? I've already been thinking about it.
You haven't yet.
I was
thinking about what, man?
I'm just gonna say, at a time and a place of my choosing, I will respond.
Pax, this is your fucking problem, man. You gotta fucking wait until your next fucking LIM show to respond to what people are saying about you?
I'm not going to preview what I'm going to do or say because I'm not a Bond villain. Top fans aren't Bond villains. They're just guys that enjoy muffins that the workhorses give them for plugging their merch on Brainbuster Tees and ProWrestlingTees.com. But I'm not going to preview what I'm going to do. I'm not going to reveal any plans or anything like that because whatever I do, they're going to need to be shocked by it.
It's not about you giving away a plan. It's about you stating your opinion on the things that were said about you. But unless I brought them up, I think they'd just be brushed aside. And that's the thing. And again, I get that you have a problem with the way they fucking handle themselves nowadays, and I get the problem that they have a problem with you and how you're handling yourself. And I like the idea that you said that the top fan's only around as long as he needs to be around until they fucking get their heads out of their asses and start doing more and shit. And I think that's a realization to people who are constantly sitting there saying, like Steve said, how long are we going to have to deal with the top fan? I think Rion said that. Rion said, how long are we have to deal with the top fan and all this shit? It's like you said, until they fucking, get their heads out of their asses and start doing shit. Quit being, what's the word you used?
Complacent.
Thank you.
That's the big problem. I mean, they want to talk about having fun. They want to go back to having fun. And I'm completely fine with that. I think that the LIM should be fun. But at the same time, we've become a lot bigger than I think a lot of us realized we would ever be.
Yeah, you said it yourself that you might be bigger than Rocket Pro Wrestling, which I've been saying that shit to you for a long time now. And here's the thing, too. I also love the fact that people are like, they're pissed that, Chet should get the credit for all the shit that you guys done. It's not you who got everything. It's because of Chet. And I will agree. Chet gave you guys that opportunity to, be in entrances and, be part of Rocket Pro for what it is. But the only reason he did that is because of what you became and what you guys, technically you, did for the Lovely Intoxicated Men. Because if you weren't doing what you were doing, he probably wouldn't say, hey, here's some people, we need to get them in here. It's no different than, perfect example, Nubby. Nubby was general manager of Rocket Pro Wrestling. Nubby saw some cool people out there in the company, in the business that he wanted to bring into Rocket Pro Wrestling, so he booked those people into Rocket Pro Wrestling. Now, you can't give Nubby the credit for what those guys are doing, but those guys were out doing shit, and Nubby said, hey, they'd be good for fucking business. Let's bring them in. Tag teams and people like that. Let's bring them in and show Rocket Pro who they are. Same thing with Chet. Yeah, you give Chet the credit for bringing you into Rocket Pro Wrestling, but if you weren't out there making a name for the Lovely Intoxicated Men and being valued to Rocket Pro Wrestling, then you wouldn't have been fucking brought in. So for them to sit there and say, how dare you, and, this whole, which, by the way, also a quick question, in the whole oath thing is not to besmirch the name of Chet Gunderson, but you kind of did that.
I never took a shot at Chet.
So keep that in mind and stuff. But
I would never take a shot at Chet Gunderson because I recognize what Double J said to be true, that Chet Gunderson did bring us into Rocket Pro, and a lot of what we have is thanks to Chet having that faith in us.
Yeah, but the thing is, when people fucking talk about Vince McMahon, and I'm not talking about, shitting on somebody's forehead, fucking Vince McMahon. I'm talking about Vince McMahon back in the day, when people are like, signing contracts coming to WWE about, what am I going to get and what are you going to offer me? And the only thing Vince said is, I offer you opportunities. That's what Chet gave you. Chet gave you an opportunity to show that you bring value, and you consistently fucking did that. And everyone was okay with it. Everyone was okay with everything Pacman was doing up until Pacman started fucking caring about himself a little bit more. And what's so wrong with that? What's wrong with caring about yourself a little bit more nowadays? And now people are fucking against you and shit. Again, are you doing it the right way? I don't think so. It's kind of dickish, but I mean, there's a resemblance thing that I'm fucking enjoying, and I'm okay with that.
What is fun about kicking your own brother in the balls?
Yeah, that is kind of fucked up.
To keep a championship.
That is kind of fucked up.
Oh, it was pretty fun for me. I enjoyed that. He had it coming. I mean,
he bullied you when he was 6 years old and you were 12? Were you that weak at 12 years old compared to a 6-year-old?
He just kept going on and on and on about wanting to be the champion, about wanting to have this back, saying that this was on loan to me, that he was going to take it back. But let's look at the last time he had the LIM championship. Like I said before, how many times did Danny defend the title against Tony Gabagool after all the times that they talked back and forth to each other? How many times did that happen?
There were no real title defenses
0
under Danny. I never disputed that. I called him out on that a bunch of times.
How many title defenses have I had since December? I've had Simp. I've had twice with Double J. I've had twice with Danny. I've had 5 title defenses, successful title defenses in the past few months.
Yeah,
so
but you only
I'm a
actually had
fighting
one.
champion, unlike Danny, who I don't is as heavy of a drinker as he can be, and as passionate as he can be. I'm the one in the family that actually doesn't just talk about doing things, but actually does things. And that's the problem with the rest of the LIM. We all talk about doing things, but we don't do them. And that's the problem with the complacency that I see. Because
Well, let's
we're
analyze
big
that.
now.
Look, I feel like it's a broken record because we say it every time, but okay. Let's stick with Danny. When you defended it, you took his wallet. So how is he buying beer?
It was still a successful title defense
Because he couldn't.
I
buy
drank
his own
more
beer.
than him. I drank
'Cause
more
he
than him
couldn't-
still.
Because he couldn't buy the beer.
We're not looking at the in between. We're looking at the numbers.
The in
I
between
beat
stuff
him.
is more important.
Mr. 1-0 had 1 beer to 0 on Danny.
Because he couldn't buy his beer, and you weren't being a good brother by buying him the beer. So there you go.
Why would I buy him beer?
Well, you took his wallet.
Yeah, that's true. You did defend that title against a sober person, so I mean,
Yeah. And then your designated driver was only allowed to have a beer. So how are those really successful title defenses?
Because I drank more than them.
I get the concept of a win is a win and stuff, but you can't call yourself a fighting champion, dude. It's just it's not accurate.
And I mean, if it wasn't for Simp putting me in the full Nelson for 7 minutes, in those 7 minutes that I would have spent on the porch, I probably would have had another beer. Danny was definitely slowing down at the end there. That score, instead of it being tied, definitely would have been 13-12, and I would have come out on top with that easily.
I think it was a ploy. I think you planned that shit.
I'm gonna say what I said on the Lovely Intoxicated podcast.
Yeah.
In my conversations with Thomas Foolery, the truth is, a plan like that never came up.
Sure. I mean,
in our conversation,
you're an honest person. I mean, sure, you stole somebody's wallet, didn't bring the belt to the Cubs game and shit like that. But yeah, there's no way that a dude would put you in a full Nelson for 7 straight minutes and you couldn't get out of it. I mean, you understand that kicking somebody in the junk will drop them instantly. You didn't do that at all against Simp. Yeah, sure. No, it's totally believable that you were defenseless for 7 straight minutes as some random dude started dropping higher alcohol contented drinks onto a table during a drinking contest. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's totally believable.
I will say this about Simp attacking me, is that he attacked a guy when he was sober and I was drunk. So he took advantage of somebody that was clearly weaker than him. I tried to get out of it. Tony tried to break me out of the hold. Thomas Foolery tried to break me out of the hold. Danny just kind of sat there, ate chips, and cheered for the whole thing. He didn't help at all. But neither Tony or Thomas could break me out of that full Nelson.
Sure.
And that's actually I will say this. That is a bit of a kudos to the strength of Simp, who, he doesn't look like somebody who could, hurt somebody, but I am living proof that if you piss him off enough, apparently, like I somewhat did with kind of stealing his clothes.
Dude, come on now. I mean, putting a full Nelson on you is not a fucking Master Lock challenge or some goofy shit, man. I mean,
you weren't in it. That wasn't backyarding. That was really. I've been having neck issues ever since, Travis.
Sure.
It's hard to turn my neck.
Sure.
I mean, I took it off last night really briefly to take a picture in front of some fireworks. But it was but I was in a lot of pain after that.
You kept it on for a picture with Nani.
There you go.
Saw that one.
She just so happened to be there.
Oh yeah, sure.
Oh
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Whatever, man. Hey, dude, listen, you are champion. People are still fucking bad mouthing you, and you're semi fucking defending yourself. I appreciate it, but fucking get some bass in your voice, bro. Fucking, if you really got a problem with somebody, you need to let them know it. You can't sit there like, well, matter of factly, I disagree with what you're saying, and as top fan, you need to put some respect on my name. Fucking say it like you mean it.
It sounds like somebody else we know.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like that nasally bitch over there on the fourth mother box. Fucking get some hair on your peaches and fucking man up. People bad mouthing and shit. Fucking get some bass in your voice. Fucking A.
Tom's got a lot of bass in his voice.
I get it, you're your parents' favorite daughter and shit, but fucking be a man. What shows we got to talk about? You guys want to do match cards or results first?
Where's my?
Yeah. We could do results. Why not? We can go in order this time.
All right. Well, we had what? We had ARW and
Ultimate Gauntlet stuff.
Gotcha. Yeah, their first show. Awesome. How do you know how the turnout was for it? Let's start with that one. Let's start with the Ultimate Gauntlet.
Yeah. So I don't know the turnout. I heard it might have been a decent turnout according to Facebook, but I'm not 100%.
Was it an indoor event?
I believe it was. I'm still waiting to see pictures and whatnot, but I assume I don't see anywhere else around that area where they would have it. It doesn't seem like they have like a back area, parking lot or anything for it, but we'll see.
Oh yeah, I wonder if it's kind of like a Steam Hollow kind of setup, like because I mean we know what the venue is. I'm just wondering if there's like an offside like where they set up a ring and you kind of just sit in the tables and shit. But
yeah, and I was trying to look at the pictures and it didn't show as much as I would hope.
Yeah.
So
you said who were these results from?
This came from the Ultimate Gauntlet page.
Nice.
I messaged them and they messaged me back. I don't know who the person is behind the page, but
if it was an individual, I'd like to recognize them. But thanks for the company for listening to us when we say we need this shit. I appreciate it. Good for them.
All right, so we had about 5 matches. We had a triple threat match with KJ Carter defeating Lizardman and LDLC. Erica D'Erico defeated Lovely Lucia. AMB defeated Jax Johnson.
Is it Lucia?
Lucia, what did I say?
You said Lucia. I thought it was Lucia.
Nah, it's Lucia.
Is it Lucia? Okay, so I've been saying it wrong. Okay.
And then if I'm wrong, well, then people can let me know.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But it is the same person, right? The same,
yes.
The one who faced Amazon and the June show? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always thought Lucia. Maybe it is Lucia. I don't know. I never had a conversation with her, so that's a lie. I did a conversation with her. We just didn't figure out how to pronounce her name. Doesn't matter. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
We'll never pronounce names right. Ever.
No. You know what? If they got a problem with it, reach out, message us, let us know. Because then it shows that you're listening to the show. Otherwise, fuck yourself.
By the book, Eric Schultz and Officer Eldridge teamed up against Moondog Murray and Joey Pearson, and By the Book got the win. Now I wonder how by the book they were to get that win.
Fucking Schultz gets results, bro.
I don't know.
I know you're not a fan of him, but dude's fucking sprouting up fucking everywhere.
Yeah, sure.
He is. I mean, he's gonna be on like at least 4 of the shows we're gonna talk about here today alone.
Just about, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Doom Montgomery defeated FXB and Kenny Sutra. And that was the matches for Ultimate Combat Gauntlet in their very first show.
Now, do we know if they're monthly or bi-monthly or what their plan is right now?
For sure, right now they have 2 more shows back to back. One in August and one in September.
Gotcha. Pacman, what are you doing down there?
What do you mean? What am I doing? I'm listening to the results of the show.
Yeah, but you're fucking like moving around and trying to put the belt up on places, and all of a sudden you're like, what are you doing?
I'm keeping it close to my person because I don't want people stomping on it like what happened with Tony Gabagool's LIM championship.
Gotcha. Okay. You're just
Did you say you were keeping it by your purse?
By my person, by me.
by my person.
I think you mean purse, but that's fine.
Yeah, you're just fucking distracting as fuck.
Thanks. Top fans are distracting as fuck.
Yeah. Also, move your fucking sunglasses up on your nose more. Yeah, don't do that. I'll kick you off. I could do that shit.
Who does that to a co-host? I mean, come on.
I don't know. I'll kick you off and cut off the first 20 minutes of this show. I don't care. All right. What else? So, was it just combat? Well, no. Pax, you said there was a show this weekend, but we didn't get results from it. Correct?
Yeah, we haven't gotten them back. No.
What show is that?
That was Healthy Brain Entertainment presents Pro Wrestling Live.
How the fuck is that name of a company?
It's a big old.
It's
a mouthful.
That's a long ass. What's the abbreviation on that?
HBEPWL.
There we go.
That
almost sounds like an abbreviation for an STD. Fucking A. Well, for those out there who either run that company or manages that company's like social medias, send us this shit going forward. We'd love to talk about it. ARW is the other one, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I do apologize to the workhorses for not showing up for the VIP treatment. Saturday, just got a lot of track of time and kind of low key stayed to myself. So
you know what? It's fine because from what I heard, as hosts, they were pretty useless.
Like compared to their IPW host responsibilities.
Pretty much.
More
I mean, I'd say that they were pretty useless compared to IPWs, where they took over the entire show. I mean, no one can top us ever. Yeah. We were the best hosts ever. We should just run that company. But hey, that's us.
Yeah, it'd behoove them, yeah.
But from what I heard, all they did was hang out by their merch table the entire night.
Oh, but if you weren't able to get to their merch table, you could buy their shirts on Brainbuster Tees at ProWrestlingTees.com.
You do.
And I will have you know, they sent me some more muffins this morning, so I had another amazing breakfast of blueberry muffins.
Oh, so they made it. They made it to your house with the muffins after. Well, we'll get to it because something happened to them.
No, they DoorDashed them.
What shirt you wearing, Pax?
It is Battling with Bourbon, which is Johnny Nye, LIM members podcast, where he talks about different bourbons, and you can definitely check them out on Battling with Bourbon on YouTube. If you're on,
this isn't a plug for another podcast. It's not part of Freak Night Studios.
But you can scan this if you want.
And you're still doing it. You're still plugging some other podcast unrelated to Freak Night Studios.
Top fans plug other LIM members' podcasts.
Oh, you actually care about the LIM at this point?
As if I haven't.
It's funny. Nubby's an LIM member, and you don't really plug JFW over there.
I shared the show because we're all on it together.
Yeah.
You don't plug. You just don't plug me at all. I mean,
I didn't get JFW plug over on the LIM, and Nubby's a member of the LIM. But yeah, no problem plugging a non-Freaknet Studios podcast on my podcast.
Well,
I just asked you what the shirt was.
You were mentioned on the Lovely Intoxicated podcast by Dizzle J. He didn't have any flattering things to say about you from the sound.
I know we spoke about that earlier, but I didn't get a JFW where you could find them on YouTube. Yeah, I didn't get any of that. There was no plug on that whatsoever. But thank you for plugging a non-Freaknet Studios podcast on my podcast. That's awesome.
It's a really good podcast. I like bourbon.
I don't care. I'm sure it's a decent podcast at best. But where's your workhorse merchandise you keep plugging?
It's coming. It's coming.
How many shirts?
I I am getting a shirt, and it should be here this week.
Awesome. I look forward to seeing you wear it Monday
I got
or
you.
Sunday when we record.
I got you.
Yeah. Fucking plugging our podcast, you stupid ass.
I mean, you asked me about the shirt. The plug was right there. You set me up.
Sure, I didn't set you up to plug another fucking podcast.
But if you like bourbon, it's a good podcast.
I
to
don't
listen
like
to.
bourbon.
It features Rockstar Johnny Knight.
I don't like bourbon. Why would you like a podcast about bourbon when all you guys do is drink beer?
You know, there are times where the top fan does enjoy himself a nice old fashioned or a glass of bourbon on the rocks. I don't, when it comes to my liquor, I don't necessarily discriminate.
No, but you can get White Claws and Modelo's or whatever the fuck that Mexican
I
beer
didn't
was.
drink. Hey, I don't know.
I know, but
again,
you threw a fit about it. You threw a fit, called it cheating, and yet it's still alcohol with higher alcohol content, by the way, and yet you threw a fit over it.
so that was because it was a
okay.
beer drinking contest, and because I did not know that Thomas Foolery had planted it there. It was not something that I was informed was going to happen.
Did you reprimand Thomas Foolery for his actions?
I did tell him to let me know next time when he has a plan.
Oh, next time
a
you
bit
plan
of
on cheating to give you a heads up.
In a way, if he plans on doing something, I should be in the loop to sign off on it or tell him not to do it.
So you admit there was some cheating.
Yeah. And there was a possibility that if you did know about it, you would have signed off.
My interpretation is that Thomas was doing that on my behalf. I watched the footage later, and it made more sense to me then. Because, again, I had no idea that was something he was planning. It's just more of I think when you start working with somebody, sometimes you don't know, like, what the boundaries are, what to do. Thomas, in my view, I think he was trying.
God, yeah, that's so fun to do. Nubby, ARW was this past weekend, man.
Hey, I'm like Maximus because I was able to figure it out real quick.
Yeah.
So ARW happened, and the show started out with the Gauntlet to determine the new golden ticket holder. And it featured Machine, Jake O'Neill, Brendan Balling, JPH, Eric Schultz, and Question Mark. Now, we found out who the Question Mark was.
Okay, was I close in my guess? I don't even know who I guessed. I think you said Ivan. Was it Ivan?
That was not Ivan.
Ivan. I don't remember who I said. I think I said a bunch of names, but I couldn't.
You said James Creed. Assuming, depending on where it fell.
Oh, that's right. I said if it was after his title match, it'd be James Creed, but if it was before, I don't remember who I said it was before.
I think Nick Diamond.
Yeah, maybe. I can't remember. It was on the last episode. Yeah.
And I think Pacman said Charlie Bucket, which is a good, I guess.
I did say that.
It would be something.
If anything, it was probably the worst one of all.
Oh, so it was one of the workhorses?
Augustus.
No, worse than that.
Oh, is that child who runs his mouth?
Yeah, the baby cap shopper.
Oh, was it? Okay.
It was Donovan Marcellus.
It wasn't Ched.
No, Ched. No, fuck Ched.
I prefer Ched.
Nobody prefers Ched. Ched's parents don't prefer Ched. Fuck no. Fuck Ched. Him. You know, if him and Santino were a tag team, I'd never book them.
It'd be the Mega Powers.
Oh, you wouldn't book them as jobbers?
No, not even close now. Fuck no.
What about Ring Crew?
No, not even close. Fuck it no. Dude, can you imagine that fucking promo? Just some fucking gargoyle and fucking some tight-lipped motherfucker just sitting there trying to badmouth people.
Tell him, Ched. Well.
Well.
It's like Ultimate Warrior and who would be a kind of a quiet, dorky legend back then?
Oh God.
Virgil. We'll go with Virgil.
Maybe Virgil. I was thinking, who's that? Skinner. Skinner, like the Aussie guy, just really quiet and everything. Like he's like going through a swamp and shit. Yeah, fucking Virgil abuse. Yeah, it's no. They're both. I appreciate their fandom, but God, they're annoying as fuck.
Mhm.
Yeah, does Nick Diamond want listen to our podcast?
I am not sure. He probably doesn't, so he might have to go fuck himself.
Nick Diamond,
But-
if you are listening, I'm just curious who bothers you more, Ched or Santino. And if you don't, yeah, fuck yourself. I love the work you do. I think you're a talented guy, but if you don't listen, fuck yourself. I don't care. I know Mikey Peterson listens. That's all I care about. Wade Evans, not the Janetti one, but it's fine. 2/3 of the
Eh.
workforces listen. I appreciate that. So
But he also gives good muffins. He plugging their merch on Brainbuster Tees and ProWrestlingTees.com.
Well, the winner of the golden ticket,
don't tell me it's Marcellus.
it was him.
That's stupid.
Oh, so when does he go to Willy Wonka's factory?
There we go. Good question. before or after the elevator ride? Jesus Christ.
During the ride and the door opens.
You know what? It's an impressive thing. Congrats to him for the win and shit. Because I mean that ticket holds a lot of responsibility, but fucking A, dude. It's
And when do you think he cashes in?
probably after Creed wins the title again.
That's a good guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think that ticket was cashed in technically on Creed twice, right? Once by Cutler and then Diamond. I know Cutler did it, but didn't Nick Diamond cash in on Creed?
No, he won the Rumble.
Oh, so who did he get? But the Nick Diamond did have the ticket.
He had
right?
did, but he won the Indiana State title with it.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
Which
So, yeah.
seems to be the theme lately. Because Muggsy did the same thing. But it was a combination of the Indiana State title and the tag titles as they took it off the workhorses.
It'll be interesting. I don't know if he's smart. He'd probably wait until the perfect time because is it whatever title it is, like any title.
Any title and whenever, pretty much.
Gotcha. I mean, he'd probably be meticulous and probably wait it out because he doesn't seem like the kind of guy who's willing to fight somebody unless they're for sure 100% down and out.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, he's a small dude, so it's not like he's gonna be able to go and lay somebody out to pick up the win. He'll have to wait for them to be completely.
Oh yeah, he'll wait for someone else to do the work for him.
Absolutely.
Because he's a bitch.
Fuck yeah, he is.
Creed. I had to bring top band
All right.
sometimes play the classics.
Yeah. No, okay. Go ahead.
Joey Dalton defeated Quinn Whittick via disqualification.
Oh no shit.
We have new tag team champions as the Mash Brothers defeated the Family.
Congrats to the Mash Bros. Real quick, if we go back to the other one, what was did they say what the disqualification was?
No.
No, okay. Fucking Mash Brothers, dude. Fucking beating. Yeah, good for them. That's a big win. And that's what that was their title opportunity they won for the tournament.
Yep.
Fucking paid off. Good for them.
Hell yeah. Nick Diamond defeated Joey Boom Boom.
I mean, that was kind of.
I'm sure there were some shenanigans, probably.
You think?
I mean, he does have Willie around. He does have Eric Schultz. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Well, luckily, ARW is one of those companies that do stick their things out on YouTube, their shows, and put their videos on YouTube. So I'm guessing maybe like in a week or so, a couple weeks, something like that, they'll be available. So
they're usually within a couple days.
a couple days.
I say tomorrow by Tuesday.
Okay. Gentleman's wager. I'm gonna say that Diamond won cleanly.
What's on the line?
If I'm right,
The LIM title.
yeah. If I'm right, then Pacman has to shut up for 10 minutes on our next show. If I'm wrong, he'll do it for 15. Either way, it's a win for everybody.
Well, joke's on you. I'm not a betting man.
Oh, I'm betting Nubby, not you.
I don't get a say in this?
No.
Wow.
So
Unbelievable.
Yeah, so if it was a clean win, he's muted for 10 minutes. And if it was a cheating, he's muted for 15. And it's longer because obviously you have a bigger problem with him than I do at this moment.
you know what? I accept.
Excellent. Perfect. So for 15 minutes, he'll be muted and we can say whatever we want. He can't respond to it. It'll be awesome.
Speaking of uselessness,
Fine, I'll do it.
the
It's
workhorse.
You have no say in it. I mean, what do you mean you'll do it? It's going to happen.
So the workhorses actually got off their asses, and but they were mostly bullying the building manager for whatever reason,
That's not surprising.
but only to be saved by CMOS Dave, and he beat the holy snot out of the workhorses.
What was it? All three of them, or just Peterson and Janetti?
I would have to say just Peterson and Janetti because
Gotcha.
the next match had Wade Evans in it.
Okay, that triple threat. I saw a clip of it. I think it was on Facebook. I can't remember if it was Facebook or Instagram, but I saw a clip of a spot from that.
The German
Yes.
suplex into the back body drop.
Yes, exactly.
So,
Exactly.
and speaking of Wade Evans, he was in a triple threat against Muggsy James and Josh Moon for the Indiana State Championship. Almost pulled a Pacman, but I stopped myself. We have a new Indiana State champion. And it's not Wade Evans.
Okay. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Muggsy not being champion, but
And the winner of the match was Josh Moon. However,
fucking Marcellus fucking cashed that shit
he
in.
cashed that shit in, and he won. Donovan is your new Indiana State champion.
Dude, you may need to get fucking booked over at ARW to take that fucking belt off of him.
I would love to.
Yeah.
Maybe
Joey-
Gabagool as your referee because he likes trying to scheme to take belts off of other people.
Yeah.
Well, I don't need that.
Joey Boom Boom, if you're out there listening, book Nubby versus the fucking teenager. Fucking do it.
And speaking of teenagers, Judas Chavez lost to Greg Glover. And then Dave Allen defeated James Creed to retain the ARW Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
With a little help from Willie Richardson.
Oh, damn. So is fucking Allen becoming a member of the program?
That's a question. That's a good question.
Damn.
Yeah, he knows because he fucking asked it.
I don't see Dave Allen working for other people, though. But
I don't see it either because I also see Diamond wanting his title back and not being able to be in a team with somebody who has it.
Right. And besides, James Creed's got to get the next title match.
That's true. So next month when he's, fighting for that title again. And honestly, maybe Willie wouldn't have gotten involved in the match if Creed wasn't yelling in his face backstage a couple months back.
That's right.
That is true.
Yeah, you don't yell into a veteran's face and shit because they'll fucking remember that shit. So, but it's okay. Creed's got another title shot. In a couple weeks, anyways, at SCW. So he'll be fine. He'll be okay. It'll be okay.
Then he'll have, a title shot next month, and then September.
There's always title. There's always a title shot. Always a title shot on the horizon for James Creed.
Till the
Which is
inevitable
actually,
death of the universe.
yeah, actually, I think he is scheduled to be at MCW this weekend.
Is he in a title shot?
Oh,
I'm not sure. Well, we can run through that card real quick. That was it for ARW, right?
Yep.
Show
segue.
next month.
It's
next
August 10th, I
Yeah.
believe.
Okay. Yeah, let me pull up MCW. I was about to do, let me do POW real quick, just because I already have it pulled up, and then we'll dive into MCW. Because there's no more results, right? Those were it?
That was it.
Okay.
Yep.
So POW this Saturday is Saturday Night Fights, July 20th, out in T-Woods. Doors at 7:15. Showtime starts at 8. Front row seats are completely sold out. General admission $15 in advance or $20 at the door, which are still available. About 45 seats still remaining. So, get your tickets online. If you go to POW Entertainment on Facebook, go to the first post, the one that's showing the information. The link to ticket sales are right there. Or try your luck and buy them at the door. For the first time ever, Kazile is defending his heavyweight championship against Tommy McCabe. In a sledgehammer match, we're going to have Dazzling Donnie taking on Chris Miller.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I wonder if they're going to bring their own sledgehammers or if it's one sledgehammer.
I assume that they're bringing their own sledgehammer because, well, Chris Miller has his own.
Yeah, and
Named
is
Christine.
yeah, I was going to say, like, he's one of those weirdos that fucking named it, right?
Yeah, and I DDT'd her.
Angel de la Sombre is taking on It's Your Boy, Mason Perks. Magnus King will be going up against Masked Marauder. May Hooks O'Bannon's taking on Styling Shane Eaton along with Tiny. And for the first time ever, also, once again, or however you want to look at, Moondog Greg Murray will be taking on Sam Eli. More matches are scheduled to be made. More people are scheduled to be present. But those are the matches that are announced now. Follow POW Entertainment on Facebook, and you'll see any other matches that are going to be booked to be announced. If not, you'll check them out when you show up over at T-Woods this Saturday. Crickets.
The woods.
Noise.
Yeah.
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 What are, other than MCW, what other match cards do we have?
CSW.
And Wrestle League and Destination 6.
All right, I'm going to do MCW so I can be done. Because I can do shit like that, I guess. We should have done CSW first. It's fine, though. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. MCW Insurrection featuring NWA World Champion E3 is also this Saturday. However, this one is at Skydive Chicago at 3221 East 1969th Road in Ottawa,
Nice.
Illinois. So many fucking numbers. Let's see here.
The numbers, Travis, what do they mean?
Apparently, they enjoy the moon landing because that's the same year. Doors open at 6. Show starts at 7. Tickets are $25. See what I did there? See that? See that shit? Yeah. Search it. It's real. Tickets are $25. Yeah. So NWA World Champion EC3 comes to MCW to challenge MCW World Champion Nasty Nick Nolan in a championship versus championship main event. NCW United States Championship Tournament finals will also take place as MCW on August 10th. Take place at MCW on August 10th. MCW US Championship champion Conan Lycan will be in action. Match card for July, however, you will see AMB taking on Magico or Mexico. I don't know what the fucking Spanish words. I think it's Mexico, but Magico. United States Tournament. Nick Nolan taking on Adam Roz, also MCW title match. Chris Mercer's taking on Jack Voller. Matty Ice taking on Doug Basham. Doug Basham from OVW, Doug Basham. An in-ring debut of Sage Korath Hold on a second. Did I read the wrong fucking thing? I did. God damn it. Hold on a second. I did read the wrong thing. That's on me. Sorry, guys. I'm going to start over again. July 20th, 2024, Midwest Championship Wrestling, Skydive, Chicago, Ottawa, Illinois. July 20th, 2024. Oh, and by the way, I am going to delete all that out because I can't. I do the editing.
Hey!
I should have taken a break. Okay. July 20th, 2024, OVW head trainer Doug Basham will make a special appearance at MCW as he will be hosting a seminar to help improve the in-ring skills and much more. Don't miss the opportunity to learn from former WWE Tag Team Champion and 20-year veteran of professional wrestling. He will be there on the 20th as MCW Pro Wrestling returns to Skydive Chicago, again at 3221 East 1969th Street Road, Ottawa.
Numbers.
Ottawa, Illinois. Midwest Championship Wrestling comes back to Skydive Chicago on the 20th. Come see all the action and entertainment featuring live professional wrestling. Kid-friendly, family-friendly. Doors open at 6, bell times at 7. United States Tournament, AMB taking on Magico. MCW title is Nick Nolan taking on Adam Roz. Jack Valor's taking on Chris Mercer. Doug Basham, who's going to be there from OVW, taking on Matty Ice. Sage Korth is having their in-ring debut. Koa will be taking on Tom Heisman. And also to appear will be James Creed, Schultz, and Damian Saint.
Son of a bitch.
Right? Now Saint is also making his rounds to fucking everywhere. It'd be interesting. So I know I made the comment on the post saying like I might show up to that one. I may actually do it. I was actually meaning to show up to the August 10th one. But it's possible I may show up to both. Because even Damian Saint says I need to be there to see what he's gonna do. And obviously, your relationship with Damian Saint is very rocky. I, however, am interested to see what's going to happen with him showing up at MCW. So I may be there on July 20th to kind of check that out. And obviously, again, Eric Schultz. I'm a fan of his work, not a fan of the person. And James Creed, is also an SCW guy. I've watched him grow up in this business. Plus, seeing Doug Basham would be pretty fucking cool. So, so you got choices. There's like 5 shows this weekend.
Yep.
Yeah, shows are popping up everywhere.
You're popping up like acne on a teenager's face. How you doing? See, that's my impression of Tony Gabagool.
Oh, I thought that was Enzo Amore. Because it's Enzo
Yeah,
Amore.
Gabagool kind of borrowed some elements. But I'm all original.
Nice.
Top fans are all original.
Let's say CSW for the main event. Let's talk about the other shows, Pacman.
Okay.
Well, before we get into Pacman, ARW just posted a video about just an hour ago.
Yeah.
Very cryptic, if you ask me. But it has the date of July 17th. We don't know what it is. It doesn't specifically say, but they did have this. Oh, I should unmute it.
That it?
Outback Jack's coming back?
That's it. I told you, very cryptic. But it says July 17th. And that's this Wednesday.
Australia's coming.
Maybe something's coming.
Speaking of Skinner, crikey.
All right, Pacman, I guess you can
right.
go.
Yes, thanks, Nubby, for letting me.
Well, wait.
find out
Travis
my
was
own
about to
podcast.
say something.
I was looking. I don't know what logo that is, but it does look familiar. I just can't remember what the fuck it is now. At first, I thought when you were saying cryptic, I'm like, oh, DWA's putting on a show. But, yeah, That fucking I'm sure I can find it, but that logo does look fucking familiar. Trident with wings. When's the 17th? Isn't that fucking like 2 days from now? 3 days from now?
Something like that. Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Well, I don't think they're gonna have an impromptu Wednesday night matchup, but yeah, who knows?
Stranger things have happened.
Guess we'll find out. All right, Pacman.
Yeah, we got Destination 6 and Wrestle League.
Yep, I'm gonna start with Wrestle League because that show is chronologically first.
Okay.
It is Vendetta taking place Friday, July 19th at Lincoln Hall, 2424 North Lincoln Avenue in Chicago. General admission is $25. Doors open at 7. Bell time is at 8. We have the Caribbean Cartel now flanked with Jesus Desafio versus the Ho Bros, the team of the Bro Bros and the Hobo Prince Bugs Moran. We also have...
Hold on. Ho Bros?
The Ho Bros.
Is that you saying that, or is that what they say?
That is the team name that they're doing.
Okay.
Oh, because he's a hobo, and then you got the Bro Bros.
Yep. What they did there, we saw it.
I saw it.
We had the number one contender for the contendership for the tag titles with Jade Vanity and Tully Bertarelli facing Adonis Allen and Kid Lat. We also have Shaq Jordan and Motivation Mike taking on Shogun and Don Capri, who are looking for revenge for Shaq and Motivation Mike costing them the tag titles at the last show. For the Urban Honor Championship, Joseph Von Jaeger versus Lennox Leone versus Manchus Mayhem. We also have Joey Mack taking on Hugh Mack. Trick Davis will be taking on Ewok. And J.R. Lindsay will be taking on Mike Strong. Now, the one thing with J.R. Lindsay to keep in mind is, I don't know if you guys have been following, but there's been a little bit of exchanging diss tracks between Manchus Mayhem and J.R. Lindsay. So you kind of have to wonder if Manchus is going to try to cause some chaos at this show, which is Vendetta, which will take place Friday, July 19th. General admission is $25. Doors open at 7. Bell time is at 8. The matches will take place at Lincoln Hall at 2424 North Lincoln Avenue in Chicago.
No, but you still throwing the shell shocker at JR's ex?
They're actually not exes anymore.
They're back together. They went to Portillo's.
It was because of my winning of the Truffle Shuffle, or the Russell Shuffle. I could have done the Truffle Shuffle and still won that thing, so it doesn't matter. It was my dancing that brought them back together. So
hey, you guys!
Perfect. Well, it makes sense. They're all a bunch of fucking goons, so I get the. Well, good for you. Good for you for bringing love back together.
She felt bad.
Slayer, relationship repairer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for them.
It's still a little rocky at IPW.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it would make sense. I mean, they kicked the shit out of each other at Wrestle League, and you did fucking shell shocker. So whatever.
I mean, they were on opposite sides recently. Wasn't it the last show or the show before that, Pacman?
They were going up against each other in the League Royale.
Mm-hmm.
That I think they were against each other the month before. I'm trying to remember off.
It was the impromptu 6-person match or something. It involved the big leagues.
I shall double check my notes.
Oh, don't worry, Nubby. You'll find your second girlfriend again someday.
Yeah. If you ask Steve, I have a whole harem, so.
Yeah, we're with Steve now. Steve thinks that Freaknet Studios needs to come together and figure out some punishment for fucking Pacman. Like, his shit's like Freaknet Studios' problem. Like, I don't know.
I mean, seeing himself in the mirror is, to me, punishment enough. So.
It is. I mean, fucking look at him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and his Joey Roth neck brace.
Hey, Nubby.
John Lennon sunglasses.
I'm gonna tell you the one thing that Deneen always tells everybody.
His fucking eyebrows aren't fucking
Shut
even.
your ass. Yeah, I got that power too. What are you gonna do about it?
Shut your ass.
Shut your ass. And I muted him because I learned that I can do that too.
Oh. Who says
Yep.
shut your ass? Who's it?
It's Deneen.
And who's that? That's the merch lady at ARWPro?
That it is.
Gotcha.
Before I was so rude, Nubby.
Jesus Christ.
You douchebag.
All right.
Power. Just remember, I have power with
You
that
have
now.
very little power.
Jesus.
But I also have the preview for Destination 6's next show. I don't know why I said it like that. It is No Turning Back, Saturday, July 20th at the Destination 6 Arena at 136 West Carroll Street in Macomb.
Did you guys see that that Destination 6 did some like ribbon cutting thing or something last week?
Yeah, they're part of the Macomb Chamber of Commerce now.
Good for them. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is it normal for wrestling companies to do that? I know ARWPro is. I know now
Part of Joliet's, yeah.
Yeah, is that normal? Like, is CSW part of like a Chamber of Commerce or like anything like that?
I don't think so.
Huh.
I guess if they're coming together with a community, I can see that. But I think because CSW isn't affiliated with any community, really.
Gotcha. Good for them. ARW probably could do that for Lake Station if they wanted to, if they haven't already.
I want to say. I mean, they're good with the mayor, so I can assume that they already did.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's awesome that that companies are doing shit like that, and because as I said, I mean, obviously, you know, ARWPro and Bill Shelley and all that, they do a lot of community stuff, and that's really awesome. That's cool. So good for Destination 6 for doing that. Go ahead, Pax.
Yeah, so we have No Turning Back, July 20th at the Destination 6 Arena at 136 West Carroll Street in Macomb. VIP tickets are $30 with early entrance at $5.15 and seats on the stage right by the ring. Front row is $25. General admission is $20. Kids are $10. Doors open at 5:30 for anybody that's not VIP with the show starting at 6. We have.
If you answer yes to at least 3 of these.
Oops, sorry, I did not mean to do that.
Wait, hold on. I can fix this, Nubby. All right. To make sure I'm not interrupted again, I am going to talk about the X match for the Destination 6 Championship, which is their version of the Destination X match.
I don't even know what you just fucking said. What?
So you know how in TNA they have the Destination X pay-per-view where they have the cables above the ring with the title or the X in the middle? Yeah. So they're basically doing their version of that.
Oh, shit. Good for them. So climb the post, climb across the ropes, or is it a ladder?
Climb across the post, I believe.
Fucking A, good
From
for
the
them.
pictures, I believe that's what they were setting up. And it's Infinite Tim, the Destination 6 champion, defending his title against Victor Armstrong, Rafael Quintero, Dante Leone, and Mickey Midas. And that's not the only X match we have. We also have an X match for the Destination 6 Midwest Express Championship, as Logan Myers will defend his title against Oliver Kane and Connor Hopkins. For the Destination 6 Women's Championship, we'll have Ashlyn Alexander defending her title against Amina Belmont and Kaya McKenzie. For the Destination 6 Tag Championship, the new guys are defending their titles against The Bank, and Mr. Broadway Kindle Fire will defend his title, there's no titles on the line in that match, but Kindle Fire will face Tommy Davis. And again, that is Destination 6, No Turning Back, July 20th at the Destination 6 Arena at 136 West Carroll Street in Macomb. VIP is $30 with early entrance at $15 and seats right behind the ring. Front row is $25. General admission is $20. Kids are $10. Doors open at 5:30 and the show starts at 6.
God, I kind of want to see that show.
Used to be a good one.
First fucking Macomb for me. Yeah, that's. I don't see a lot of Larkin at fucking Macomb.
Yeah, she hasn't been there in a while.
Jesus Christ, 162 miles. I don't know about all that.
It's pretty close to the Iowa border.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a hike.
It's too close to Iowa.
Yeah, like if I'm gonna go that way, I might as well just go to the Field of Dreams.
If you build it, they will come.
That's right. If you touch it, I will. Nubby. Nubby,
Yeah.
CSW is this Friday, man. It feels like it's been a. It feels like it's been a minute since we talked about CSW, but really not because we just talked about like their like developmental show like last month, but
Yeah, and it was early last month, so
yeah, it's just late in the month that we're talking about this. Heartburn is kicking my ass, need Tums. Who gives a fuck? Then just go away. Like he thinks I'm not gonna read that? I gotta get my tummy hurts. Top fans need Tums.
no one told you to drink yesterday.
Yeah, it's like who the fuck? Like, God damn it, man! Just Jesus Christ. Fucking guy. Top fan needs Pepto. CSW is this Friday. Late in the month.
No, it's about the normal.
Is it?
This is the normal. It's usually the third Friday.
I guess because the 20th it just makes it, or the 19th makes it feels like it's later.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Oh, cool. All right, well, CSW is officially back with their show. What's going on?
So CSW presents In the Heat of the Night. This Friday, July the 19th, 9757 Pacific Avenue in Franklin Park, Illinois. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. Bell time is 7:30 p.m. Tickets. Now, I do not have confirmation they are sold out yet, but if there's some still available, they are $30. You can get them in advance on the link on the Facebook page.
Oh, wait, is CSW always $30?
Yeah, front row. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, I thought they're only like 20, 25, but okay. Front row.
General admission. Yeah, general admission is 25.
Gotcha.
But again, I do not know if they're sold out yet, but there's only one way to find out.
That's right.
Go to that link on the Facebook page.
Yeah, go check out yourself. I can't do everything for you. Fuck.
Yeah, I can't just like throw a link out here and have you click.
Yeah, we don't do that much shit. Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah. Now, if you can't make it to the show, eventually it'll be on IWTV Live. For new subscribers to IWTV, use the code ShyStyle to get, I want to say something free. I don't know if it's the first month or whatnot, but use the code ShyStyle. CHISTYLE. And it's a one-time code.
Front row sold out.
Okay.
It is officially sold out. So only general admissions are currently available.
So there you go.
I did that for you guys. You're welcome.
And he didn't have to.
I didn't have to do it. Yeah.
But he did his due diligence of JFW.
That's right. I picked up my phone and fucking tapped some buttons. You're welcome.
All right. We got some matches. In a triple threat match, we have Lily Pescadita taking on Missa Kate and Amina Belmont. Which, by the way, Missa Kate is no longer under contract with NWA. So, if you want to book Missa Kate, she is available. Check her social media for information on that. In a 6-pack challenge, we have Nathan Nile, Joey Mayberry, FXB, Jane Marston of the Hate Keepers, Hans Carden, who likes to give crabs, and Axel Rico.
Who's the dude that eats those fish chips?
That's Adam Stallion and their turtle chips.
Where's he at?
He might be there. I know
Might
him
be.
and Cypher. I just pulled a Bill Shelley. Him and Cypher got some things going on, so.
Gotcha.
Then we have Conan Lycan taking on Shane Boucher of the Hate Keepers. So this vendetta between Conan Lycan and the Hate Keepers are not over.
Well, I'm sure Conan wants to do everything he can to get back to getting his title back from
Yeah.
Warhorse, but not Warhorse. I don't fucking know.
Now this next match, Travis, you might have a question for me.
Excellent.
It is a ladder match between Marche Rocket taking on Eric Schultz.
Marche Rocket and Eric Schultz. What's Oh, I think you mentioned this last month or some shit. Like they're fighting for the right to use the M80 or something. But what's being hung up again? What's being hung over the fucking ring?
The rights to the M80.
Like a contract and shit?
I assume so.
Oh, that's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, I told you you'd have a question.
Dude, it's... See, here's the thing. It's like, I mean... obviously both dudes use the move. Both dudes use it as their final, like, nail in the coffin and shit. What do they go for if they can't use that move anymore? I guess Marchito has a super kick and shit, but...
Well, the thing is with Eric Schultz, knowing that Marche's on the same show as him, and this is not just CSW. I've seen it at Crash Tested and anywhere else they've been on the same show. Eric Schultz has done other moves to not using the M80 or the cutter, as he'll call it, because M80, I guess, to respect your vets, you got to be the one to use a different move. So Marche doesn't lose the M80 in most places, but Eric Schultz has been doing it just out of spite. So now they're going to fight for the right to party.
I feel like Schultz is going to win though, because I know Schultz got who's the fucking people that he's with stealing them.
Steal the brass holes. Yeah.
So he got them, and I mean, other than Marche, maybe like having like a relationship with Boz, who may have his back and stuff. It's maybe Axel Rico. But
I mean, I am available. I don't have.
That's right.
Job.
What are they booking you, man?
Don't know.
Fucking jagoffs. God. I mean, I'm sorry, not jagoffs. But still, come on now.
I mean, I do have issues with Eric Schultz still.
Yeah,
and I hate Jax Johnson as well, and Ryan Matthews.
Yeah, but anyone who fucking listens to our show or watches our show, they know Nubby gets pops.
Nubby gets pops.
And if I were to be asked to help Marche, I get a pop for it.
Fuck yeah. I'm not telling you.
Nubby gets pops.
That's right.
Speaking of pops, we have a special guest. And his name is the franchise Shane Douglas.
Awesome.
He'll be in action.
I haven't heard about Shane Douglas in a while.
Yeah.
We saw they're making his rounds and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard from him in CSW, though. I haven't heard about Sean Mulligan at CSW for a while.
Yeah, him and Marco haven't been around.
Yeah, it has been a minute. Maybe March?
Maybe. That might have been it.
Yeah.
Might have been the last time.
Damn, yeah. Yeah, because Marche, if Marche was looking for friends, maybe Mulligan. I don't. Well, I guess Mulligan's a different person up at CSW, but
A little bit, say a darker version of himself.
yeah.
Yeah, he's more like he's a whiskey drinker at most times, like Irish kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He's more of the, like, I go beyond the Irish shit, I guess. Maybe as a Jaeger bomber too. I don't know. I don't know what classifies each fucking alcohol these days. What is what?
Yeah. Oh, he's what?
I don't drink.
He's what, normally Jameson?
Jameson, that's what it is. Why did I say fucking
Jaeger?
Jaeger? I don't know.
Von Jaeger.
I'm assuming, I'm assuming because you're a fan of Jersey Shore and they're out there doing fucking Jaeger bombs.
In Long Island, probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Gym Tan Laundry, bro. Gym Tan Laundry. Yeah.
Yeah, minus the laundry and the tanning.
Pop those 3 collared shirts you're wearing. Fuck yes.
T-shirt time.
Right. Hooking up with somebody called Snooky.
I like the episode where Gabagool kind of walks in.
Yeah. They turn him away too.
Yeah.
They're looking at like, for Italian, he's pretty fucking pale.
Yeah, he does. He needs to get out in the sun a little more, and that's part of the reason why he doesn't have that leadership ability.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, he has shown it, but it's clear that Double J has made.
Anyway,
I almost unmuted him after you muted him. God, 25 minutes at the beginning wasn't enough for LIM shit. Jesus Christ, Pacman.
You brought up Italian, so word association.
I brought up Jersey Shore.
Italian.
You brought up Italians.
The word association Italian, then Gabagool.
Yeah, but you brought up your own word association.
Yeah. That's what I did. Top fans want to know what else is going on at CSW, Nubby.
Shane Douglas is going to be there. The franchise.
He's going to be in action.
Wait, hold on. Is he Shane Douglas or are we getting Dean Douglas?
Oh, we're getting Shane Douglas. Dean Douglas is probably one of those gimmicks he'll never want to do again.
Solid choice. Well, Dean Douglas was an Intercontinental champion, so you can't really take too much away from Douglas.
Yeah, for what? 7 minutes?
About 7 minutes, and then Razor beat him.
It happened, bro. He's in the record books as an Intercontinental champion. He can never be taken away. Jinder Mahal was a World Heavyweight Champion. That's something they can never take away from him.
Nah, I guess not.
Dolph Ziggler was a World Heavyweight Champion. They never take it away from him.
Yeah.
PX, LIM champion. And no matter what Tony Gabagool does, he'll never take it away from me.
We saw that one coming. That was coming. We knew that.
Of course it was.
I have to make that clear.
This dude gets more of his shit in here than he does on his own fucking podcast.
Top fans got to get their shit in.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, fucking Steve's gonna need to open up that door a little bit more for you so you can fucking vent some of this stuff over there.
Or grow some balls and knock down that door. But that's
right.
We are still on hiatus this week. So
that's right. Yeah, you don't come back until, what was it, the 15th or not the 15th, 17th or some shit? I can't remember.
I believe it's next week.
23rd.
But to be determined.
Well, no, 23rd, right?
Did they? I don't think. I think. Let me.
They said 2 weeks, so the 23rd.
Oh yeah,
because they're doing the live show at the bar.
That's right.
Brewery. Yeah, because next week is that the debut of that brewery show. Whatever the fuck it's called, right?
Yeah.
I can't tell if fucking Nubby's staring at me or he's frozen. Oh, there you go. Okay, I was like he's looking at me like I'm retarded or something. Like what the fuck? I know I'm not wrong here. I was
thinking with you.
Oh, okay. I thought you were looking at me like you are all sorts of wrong. You're like, I don't think I am this time. Like, I think I got it right. So yeah, so next Tuesday they're doing the live show at what's the name of the brewery?
Rabbit Brewing and
Rabbit Brewing. So they're doing the live show next Tuesday there because that Saturday is the debuting show.
right.
And I would love to have been there, but I got SCW that night, and I think Steven's Frontline that night.
Yeah, that's a lot. Oh shit, I gotta remember that one.
Yeah, so I guess so Pacman may be the only freak net representation there if he does go, because you plan on going, right?
I plan on being there.
Yeah. Yeah, we are covering that, right? We are getting a match card for that.
I will get that. I will work on that.
Yeah.
That will be my job. For I am job. And I
Well,
am
one of the
fan.
guys running that show is an LIM member, right?
That he is, so it'll be very easy for me to get that.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, if you don't get that match card, there's a fucking problem.
I got you.
Who knows? Maybe, even if we could figure out, because I think next week may be a heavier fucking show too. Get a hold of him if he wants to come on for 10 minutes or some of that to talk about Rabbit Brewing. I got no problem with it.
I will shoot him a message after we get off air.
Yeah, he said he's going to be on the whole time, just 10 minutes, So.
Okay.
All right, Nubby, after Shane Douglas, what else has happened from CSW?
So, what was supposed to be Shelly Benson taking on Shaza McKenzie for the women's championship, Shelly is unable to attend, unable to compete. I do not have any confirmation on the why and what's happening with her, but she is being replaced for now with Maggie Lee. So it'll be Maggie Lee taking on Shaza McKenzie. Then for the Metro Division title, we have Rafael Quintero challenging Iniestra. This has been brewing for a while, and this should be an interesting matchup. They've had quite a few.
Yeah, if it's anything like the match they had at the Bill Classic, it could potentially be match of the night.
Oh yeah, well, I already think it's going to be anyway.
Yeah, those dudes are really fun good. I'm glad I got to see them at the Bill Classic. I mean, I'm glad I got to see every match at the Bill Classic. Fucking Pacman was there at the Bill Classic, so
I was.
Yeah, so it's that'll be a good fucking match.
Yeah. And Quintero's been making his rounds everywhere lately. He's a rising star.
Yeah, you've been mentioning his name quite a few times. Yeah,
and within a year, so I see him on TV very soon.
That wouldn't surprise me. NWA Chicago and shit, and that dude's gonna be somewhere developmental or otherwise.
NXT very soon. I could see that within the next couple of years, unless he goes to AEW. But who would really want to go there at this point? But that's just
nobody wants.
Oh wait,
the guy who created it fucking left to be champion somewhere else, man. I mean, come on now.
I mean, if they offered me a nice contract, I'd go.
Yeah, fucking because nobody loves AEW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love making money.
Fuck yeah.
Top fans also like money.
And then
hire fucking Pacman for something.
Yeah. I'm sure they need someone to clean toilets.
There you go.
For the CSW heavyweight title, we have Warhorse defending his championship against Solomon Tupu.
That'll be a challenge to fucking hold on to it, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. But we know who will be lurking around.
Yeah.
And there's a chance that Lycan could be taken out early on in the show, so Tupu may not have his help. Just don't ask me, because I don't know if I want that smoke.
Come on, you can get in there. Fucking be a team player. If you're able to help out Marche, you're able to help out other people. Go in there. Fucking go be. Yeah.
That's a lot of helping out for me.
That's a lot of help, yeah.
Too much work.
It's a lot of pizza.
Yeah, you're going to need to pay me in a lot of pizza. Which, by the way, speaking of, if the workhorses want me to plug their merch, I'll take pizza.
There you go.
But anyway, that'll
cut into my muffin budget.
Yeah, if you want me to plug your merch, give me cash.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, give me fucking money.
Cash App or Venmo?
No, cash.
Okay.
I don't want you to digitally, fucking give me money. Fine, I'm not gonna digital bullshit.
Well, that is CSW in the heat of the night. Friday, July the 19th, 9757 Pacific Avenue in Franklin Park, Illinois. Doors open 6:30 p.m. Bell time 7:30 p.m. Tickets, as stated by Travis T. Front row is sold out, so general admission only, $25. And if you can't make it, well, it'll be on IWTV Live eventually. And if you're new users, use the promo code Shy Style.
Nice. So as far as next week goes, we'll cover the results of CSW, Destination 6, Wrestle League, POW, MCW, and then we're going to have match cards for Southland Championship Wrestling, Frontline Pro, Rabid Brewing. What else is happening next week? It's going to be a pretty heavy fucking show.
That's going to be a big show.
Yeah.
It's a big bad show tonight.
Big Bad John.
I was going with Big Show because he is the big. Well, he's Paul White now, but he is the Big Show.
Yeah, Big Bad John is always Big Bad John.
That is true. Big John. Big John.
Big Bad John.
There we go.
God, it's such a good song. Jeez. What else wrestling related do we need to talk about?
Nothing major happened lately, has it?
Well, you guys don't follow NXT at all, right? You don't really watch it.
I try to.
Lightly, I follow lightly.
Right. Yeah, you guys excited about this whole more TNA crossover into it? I mean, obviously the Rascals are now over there, and it looks like they're gonna kind of cross promotion the
Joe Hendry?
Joe Hendry was there. Is it MDK? Is that what Leslie was? Like the Rascals and all that, that might be cross promoting between TNA and NXT. Yes, Joe Hendry. We've seen NXT women wrestlers going over to TNA. This got to be good for the business, right?
It's
100%.
definitely good. It's giving people opportunities, to show what they can, and doing it live in front of a crowd instead of, being brought in to NXT off the air, in their school. They're doing something a little bit different, I guess. Yeah. Just giving these people opportunities in a different way, and again, on national TV. So why not?
Devil's advocate for a minute there. What's your thoughts on the people not being utilized on NXT show and watching TNA wrestlers have those spots? Do you think they understand what the business is, or do they feel like their spots are being filled in?
I'd say there could be a few thinking that their spots are being taken, but at the same time, what have you been doing to earn those spots? And if I could use an example like Ronda Rousey, I understand why people thought she came in and took everyone's spot. Well, what did you do to get to earn the same spot that she did? Now, I get why they brought her in. Publicity, money, fine. And she wasn't that bad for what, being brought in a short amount of time and learned a lot of shit, while others are being waiting for fucking 10 years. Well, her attitude obviously was pretty shitty, so she doesn't deserve to be there. But at the same time, what have you done to earn the same spot that she was in? And it goes back to a certain somebody in independent wrestling who I don't like mentioning his name, and I won't mention it now. He used to bitch about a certain company he trained with that were not giving him an opportunity, but others were being, going above him. Well, guess what, buddy? There's reasons why you are where you are compared to others.
Do I know who you're talking about?
I'll mention it off air just because he works for he does work for a certain company, and I don't want the drama. So I'll mention it off
You don't
air.
want that smoke?
It's not that I can beat his ass in real life.
Yeah.
I just don't want the drama at this point.
Gotcha.
But
How
I'll
about you,
mention it.
Pacman? What's your thoughts on your perspective or your opinion on how NXT people not being used as TNA people are being used on NXT?
I mean, I think it's great for the business
Yeah.
to have that cross promotion because you're introducing these talents that maybe people have heard of online to a different audience. And NXT and TNA, I would say like their audience is pretty similar. They're more catered to like the internet wrestling fan, the smart marks, if you will. So I think to have that cross promotion gives a lot of that. It's like New Japan working with AEW.
Mhm.
It's good for to bring some of the Japan stars over to America.
Yeah.
Where they would get the exposure that they wouldn't normally get to an American audience. So I think companies working together is a great thing for the business. And for WWE, a company that, I mean, they have done work with other companies in the past. I mean, they had some relationship with the NWA, obviously, even going into the 90s with Cornette. There was that stable, wasn't it Dan Seven? Wasn't he NWA heavyweight champion when he came on to Raw's War?
Yeah, Dan
I bel-
Severn. Yeah.
Dan Severin. Yeah.
Well, and the big
but
thing
like
too,
in recent, yeah.
but
But like
the big
in
thing
recent,
too is Vince McMahon partnership with ECW back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And I mean,
and you get people out. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
I mean, after like the Monday Night War, WWE kind of became an island unto itself. There really wasn't that cooperation with, TNA. I mean, there was one of the Highlanders who got fired for attending a TNA show.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a talent could go to a TNA show and there would be no consequences. And now that there's this working relationship there, I mean, it's different styles, colliding against each other, wrestling matches that you wouldn't normally see. So it opens up I don't want to use the phrase forbidden door, but it opens a door that hasn't been opened in over 20 years. And I think it's great for the business overall.
Yeah, when you look past, I mean, obviously the early 2000 WCW, ECW stuff doesn't really count because WWE owned those brands. So you have to go back to beforehand when, Vince McMahon was giving Paul Heyman money to run his show. And in turn, people would come over and they would fucking have spots on like Monday Night Raw and they do all this other shit, which is cool because, again, WCW, Eric Bischoff is doing the same thing with Japan.
Mm-hmm.
So like when you get people on the internet who are saying, when people are happy that TNA and NXT are working together, and then you get those trolls who are saying like, I don't know why you're bragging about this. AEW was doing it before them. Well, WWE was doing it before them as well. And it's like, it's also a cool concept because I don't know a lot about TNA's roster. I mean, I could use it. I'm not going to do it now, but I can look at it and see what their knockout division is like. But if their knockout division's not that, big, getting some of those NXT women over there to wrestle is a big fucking thing for TNA. It gives Jordan Grace more competition, different competition, and keeps building her. I have no doubt that eventually she's going to be in NXT. They will sign Jordan Grace down the line. I'm sure they will.
It could be next year.
Yeah, and I think TNA is accepting of who they are. Like, in the Jeff Jarrett and who's that woman? Dixie Carter.
Yeah.
Like their idea of like, oh, we could compete with WWE. It's like I think TNA knows now that they can't. They can compete with fucking AEW because AEW is just fucking Ring of Honor with money. But I think they are now becoming like the developmental, kind of like how OVW used to be. I think that's what TNA is going to start becoming. So let's just move people back and forth and shit like that. Like just recreate a new FCW. And I'm glad they're doing it on NXT and not doing it on Raw and SmackDown because they already got enough fucking stars and shit over there. But they need to hold on to this and they need to keep building this because when NXT happens around Survivor Series, I'm hoping that they have War Games on both shows and they do a TNA NXT War Games. Like, it's gotta fucking happen.
That would fucking rule.
It would be so cool. Maybe when we get closer to it, maybe we'll fantasy book that or some shit. So, there is no Power Hour this week. They're not coming back till next week. Fourth Mother Box is still a thing. It's still out there. No responses to anything because they didn't talk about us. They talked about current events and shit, which is ironic because I didn't get a chance to listen to Fourth Mother Box yet. But the fact that you guys mentioned what they talked about is weird because over on this freaking show, me and Joey talked about Marvel. So it's kind of like we swapped what we should have been talking about.
I mean, they still talked about Marvel and all that other stuff, but we weren't mentioned. But yeah,
I think there were more important things than Kyle saying the same damn thing about us not having anything to say, and Tom bitching at Kyle for not fucking stepping up, and Tom denying he ever challenged for a belt, even though he did challenge for a belt. And
I mean, Kyle still sucks anyway. So.
Kyle does suck. Yeah, that belt.
This belt. You can't have it, Tom.
That's true, Tom. You can't have it.
Well, he's not an LIM member.
That's right. He's not an LIM member.
That is true. Only LIM members can challenge for the LIM Beer Drinking Championship.
That's right. That's right.
And it's mine.
It is yours. When's your next LIM podcast?
To be announced.
Gotcha. Cool. Anything else wrestling related? You guys good?
Good.
I am good.
Cool. Make sure you follow us on social media: Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just by searching JFW Podcast. You can listen to our show wherever you listen to podcasts, on iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, wherever. Just search us. Watch our show over on the JFW Podcast YouTube channel. Subscribe over there if you want. We still have Patreon. We mentioned it last week. I'll mention it here again. Patreon.com/JFW Podcast. Subscribe over there. Why the fuck not? Give us money.
Yeah, we like money.
Yeah. I like to be fucking financially taken care of. Oh.
Yeah, I don't want to go to work anymore.
Yeah. That'd be nice. Gotta be the dream. Fucking yeah. Follow us, subscribe to us. Go over to JFW on YouTube. JFW Podcast over on YouTube. Subscribe over there. Numbers are slowly growing, but we need to keep it going. So go over there. Check it out. You can watch our podcast over there and shit. Also, we do kind of set up links in the features box of our homepage over on YouTube where you can go to the wrestling company we talk about, their YouTube channel. So, guys, that's all I got.
I believe we can.
Ring the bell on this episode.
Perfect. As always, I am Travis C.
And I am Pacman, and it's time to respect the top fan.
Fucking dick.
Go ahead, Nubby.
And I am the Faction Slayer. Amazing Turtle, Cowabunga.
And thank you for listening to the episode of Just Freaking Wrestling, the JFW Podcast.